Hi, my name is Joe, and tonight we're going to be reacting to the double mythic banner that's coming up for Níðhöggr and I can't. I'm not even going to try. Let's get into it. I gotta wait for them to tell me to my face. But I keep forgetting that these are double mythic banners with the OC units, instead of just getting the guy. I forgot this was even a character, to be quite honest with you. She's a red beast armor mythic. Say what? Offense? Astra? Okay. That's a lot of stats. Alright, let's see. Enticing Dose. I really didn't expect this unit to be an armored mythic, but if we fought this unit before in like a Tempest trial or a story map, I clearly was not paying attention. Anyway, so we got Slaying at start of turn and after unit acts and after Canto. At start of turn and after unit acts, including Canto. So this is like up to twice if I'm reading it correctly. You inflict attack defense -7 and sabotage on foes in a 3x3. Or just existing? That's kind of crazy. Like, just for playing the game, not even entering combat, not using an assist, not doing anything, just moving. Or after your Canto, like whatever. Inflicting sabotage in a 3x3, kind of good. Off to a good start. If unit is transformed or unit's HP is greater than 25% at start of combat, deal damage to foe equal 25% of foe's max HP as combat begins. Okay, so this is... well, I'm reading it as like a forced resonance kind of thing, which is pretty interesting, based on the foe's max HP. So this is gonna scale really well in certain modes, especially like Ether Raid's defense. If they have a lot of mythics, it's bonus season, you have the +5 seal, you got fire, flood boost, whatever, like, and a refine, you're looking at upwards of 30 extra HP on top of your usual 40, 50, whatever. So, and that's only gonna go up as the game's duration increases, so something like this has good longevity IMO, even though stuff like Breath of Life obviously exists right now. If unit is transformed or at greater than or equal to 25% health, inflict penalty on foe's attack and defense equals 6 plus 20% of unit's defense at start of combat, reduces the percentage of foe's non-special, 50% DR piercing, deals damage equal to 30% of foe's max HP, so that's true damage based off the foe's max HP, right? Cool. And then you have penalties based on your defense. And then reduce damage from foes' attacks by X during combat, excluding AoEs, and also when foes' attack triggers foes' special, reduces damage from foes' attacks by an additional X, excluding specials. And X equals total damage dealt to foe. Minimum 10, max 20. Flat DR, by the way. Yeah, so this is like the new thing where they're giving out reduced damage by X. We've seen it at 7 and 5 before. The new Dogger has like 12 or 13 or something, and Hresvelgr also has like 12 or 14 flat DR, which is just really nice to have, but I guess it's becoming more and more common. If we're putting it on Mythics, I'm definitely okay with that, because they should have that kind of staying power, especially this one, which appears to be a pretty decent armor that you're going to want to merge up if you so choose. But max 20 flat DR, and then a pretty decent daunt to attack defense, 50% DR pierce, and then 30% foes max HP true damage. Pretty interesting stuff. And then finally, at start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beast or dragons, you get +2 attack and distant counter. Cool. Yeah, seems pretty cool. I'm really interested in what kind of like preference skill this unit has. It has Sturdy Beast from Halloween Asker, which is really, really good. These new beast skills are all fantastic. Alright. Ooh, we got technically 3 new things, but it's more like 2, and we'll have to see how different the second one is. But she's got Attack defense twin far save, really nice, and if you want to pull for this to give it to your favorite, I wouldn't blame you. And I'm going to work from the bottom up because A is probably the most interesting. Slick Fighter 4, and Slick Fighter is one of the more uncommon ones. I genuinely don't even remember what it does, but here we go. If foe initiates combat, or if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack -5 on foe, deals plus X damage equal to 20% of unit's defense, excluding AoEs. Okay, 20% true damage, based on your defense, and reduces damage from foes' attacks by X, excluding AoEs, which is also 20% of unit's defense. Okay. And then unit makes a guaranteed follow-up and neutralizes penalties on unit. Wow. This is actually kind of stacked. What the hell? Attack -5 is whatever. Like, you're a tank. You want that. You get 20% true damage based... Well, you get true damage based on 20% of your defense. Always good. This unit already has true damage in their weapon, so stacking that is interesting. And then you also get 20% of your defense as flat damage reduction, unpierceable, in your B slot, as an armor. I mean, what more could you want? This is kind of like replacing reopening, because what people would do up to this point, they would have reopening on their armors like Marnie and whatnot for that unpierceable DR. And this is just a more, let's say, natural way of doing that for an armored unit. It's more like in their wheelhouse, as opposed to taking reopening from an infantry unit or whatever that would potentially want it more. But then again, Lagoo's friend exists, so what am I even talking about? But yeah, this seems like a pretty decent upgrade, and flat DR is a hell of a drug, and this unit has it in droves. Let's see what the A skill does. If unit can transform, transformation effects gains if unit is within 2 spaces of a beast or dragon, or if number of adjacent allies other than beast or dragon or allies is less than or equal to 2. As a trigger condition. So yeah, this is the continuation of the beast power creep we've gotten in the last few months, with the more lenient transform conditions. Drawbacks are not allowed on modern units, it would seem. Just do your best thing at all times. It is what it is. Oh boy, this is another thing that's becoming more common. If defending an ether raids at start of turn 1, you transform. Okay, cool. So turn 0 effect is transforming in your A slot for free. Cool. Nice little bonus. At start of player or enemy phase, grants dosage to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. So this is a new status coming with this unit. Let's see what that does. So dosage. She applies it to herself and people within 2. It reads, grants Omni +5 to unit during combat, and restores 10 HP to unit after combat. Okay, give me 1 second. This is an Astra unit. Yeah, I had to double check that because they stipulated that thing about defending in ether raids, which, I mean, if you're a mad lad, you can put an offense unit or an off-season unit on your defense, like... It's all good. We've seen that with Haythrone. And obviously Chaos Season exists as well, but I was just checking. Anyway, where am I? So yeah, that's pretty decent. If you run this unit alongside Haythrone in Chaos Season or something, you get like 20 healing at the beginning of combat, and then you get 10 at the end. Not bad. But there's more to it. Let's see. When a foe triggers the grants the bonus effects active on foes and neutralizes any bonus effects active on foes. Effects from skills such as Essence Drain on unit with this status active prevents those effects on units. Oh my. So this is anti-Essence Drain, anti-Tina countermeasures. So yeah, your bonus things are going to be even harder to take away. I mean, impossible to take away, it would seem. Yeah, and it seems to be future-proofed in the wording, it looks like. Kind of crazy, and Astra Season, for me at the very least, as of lately, has been bonus doubler stacking season. And the only nick in that armor has been bonus stealing or bonus turning off from what have you, and even in Chaos Season or Dark Season, like stuff like Loki messes with that. But but this just completely deals with that, and that's kind of crazy. And this is indeed an Astra Mythic, so you can put this with Deer Man, and then your favorite Omni tank with bonus double or 4, like I have on my Tamara, and then they just can't do anything about it. And you get some stats and healing on top of that. So yeah, this is really, really solid. And this is a red offense Mythic armor with far save, by the way. Really, really good. And by the way, I forgot to mention about Slick Fighter 4. It also neutralizes penalties on unit, which most premium armors are going to run close defense 4 or distant defense 4. Like, to this day, those are still arguably the best A slots for dedicated tanks. It takes the best part of those skills and complements it perfectly, because those A skills neutralize foes' bonuses during combat, and then this B skill will neutralize your penalties during combat. So, yeah, a really good complement to the close and distant defense 4 skills. Really interesting to see that. Let's keep going. And then you just apply Sabotage for existing. I forgot about that. And you see she does the 11 pre-combat damage based on the foe's HP. I remember. And she's just gonna tank Celica like no problem, even with the type disadvantage. Bop. She hits her with her tail. She a snake or something? And then look at this, they put Nurgle here as well. I didn't see where the units were before this, but if Celica had Essence Drain, it obviously doesn't go through because of this unit's, what's it called, dosage effect that they are bringing to the game. So yeah, really, really cool, and it's no coincidence that she's also with Deer Man here. Alright, so I don't know what people were expecting with that unit, but this is the unit people were really shivering in their timbers about.
Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man!
Because this is the unit, from what I remember, on the story map. This is the one that non-consensually applies a sign decoy to your units. And I think this is a really interesting design space, where you take a status that is otherwise good in the player's hands and forcefully apply it to units that wouldn't want it, and it would screw them over. I think that's a really, really interesting concept. So, let's see how crazy he actually is. That story map was genuinely difficult, by the way, for certain team comps. Oh, he's also an armor, which I didn't remember, and he's a dark mythic. That also gives defense, which is really nice for save balls and whatnot, which he would obviously be a good part of. Continue. Colorless armor. Presumably near save, because the other one's far save, right? Alright. Oh, maybe not. He has armored flow. So we got Slaying. At start of turn, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts defense res -7, panic, and sabotage on closest foes and any foe within 2 of those foes. So, yeah, this is the Seeking type of debuff, which is, as we know, the strongest in the game. Think Micaiah, think the new Discord B skill from Rearmed Marianne, where, like, it's gonna find somebody, and that's the most obnoxious type of debuff, and as the debuffs keep getting stronger, yeah. Anyway, so you get to apply Panic and Sabotage and Defense Res -7 just for existing. Really nice. Also inflicts a Sign Decoy, this is what I was talking about before, and status preventing counterattacks on foes with the lowest defense with range equal to 1, and lowest defense with range equal to 2. So it's going to take somebody and make them a near save, and somebody and make them a far save without consent. And that's based on the unit's defense, and then they're also inflicted with flash. This is so friggin' toxic. It's actually unreal how devious this is, but yeah, people will be able to play around it in certain ways, I'm sure. Like, we've already gotten Null Sea Disrupt support finally in the game with that Ice Tribe Felicia, which I do thankfully have, and I think I'll actually be able to use her against this. I mean, we'll have to see. Nonetheless, super interesting. Let's keep going. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts penalty on foes' attack defense equal to 20% of unit's res at start of combat, plus 6, grants special cooldown count -2 to unit before foe's first attack. Okay, that's in the weapon. Some Gauthier shit. And reduces damage from foe's attack by 20% of unit's res, so that's unpierceable, excluding AoEs. And also, if foe's attack triggers foe's special, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 20% of unit's res. So, wow. And then you get 7 HP after combat. So you're getting attack defense -20% of your res, +6 at start of combat, a pretty decent daunt. And then you're getting -2 special jump, just like for free. And this doesn't have to be a defensive special either. Like, obviously, he comes with Armored Flow, which is an offensive special. Well, it's more of a mixed special, but like, yeah, it's not a pure defensive special like Pavis or whatnot, but you can absolutely still run it with that and get an absurd amount of damage reduction consistently. And when the foe triggers an attack, you get another 20% damage reduction unpierceable from your res. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty annoying unit to take down, and we don't even know what skills he has yet. And then his transform power is just like Níðhöggr, whatever her name is. You get +2 attack and distant counter. So let's keep going. Already a strong start. Okay. Ooh, what the hell? Oh, brother. Okay. So, attack res fortune. This is the attack res version of the skill that was introduced on Hresvelgr. Really, really strong. You get attack res +8 in this case, and neutralizes foes' bonuses to attack and defense. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. It's because all beasts are physical, and this can only be put on beasts, right? Alright, that makes sense. That makes sense if it's only on beasts. Anyway, and then you get 7 HP after. You get an easier transform condition, which, like I said, this has been becoming more and more common with the beast creep. Yeah. And in Ether Raids on defense, you get the turn 0 transform, which is just built into the skill. So this is just quality of life, de facto a skill for a lot of beast units now. I don't want to say it's nothing special, but like it's going to be the standard, I would say. And then we have Yggdrasil's Altar, preference B slot. So let's see. At start of player phase or enemy phase, inflicts attack defense -7 and discord on foes that are within 2 spaces of another foe through their next actions. So once again, this is playing into this unit's anti-save ball, anti-omni-tank strategy. So if you got your units clumped together, they're going to get attack defense -7 and discord, on top of assign decoy and all that other stuff from his weapon. Going to be pretty annoying to avoid. Also, inflicts penalty on foes' attack defense during combat equal to number of foes on the map with the discord effect, okay, including target, ×3 +5, max 14. Little math there. It's going to be 14. Especially if you have something like the Rearmed Marianne Speed Res Discord skill. I personally have that on my Loki, and this is a Dark Mythic, right? So those two are a match made in heaven, I would argue. Discord on everybody also deals damage equal to 20% of units' res, excluding AoEs, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat. And also, when special triggers, neutralizes foes' DR, whatever, you get full DR piercing from this. So this is really, really good. You get Seeking Adjacent, Discord, and Attack Defense -7, and then stats, and then penalties during combat based on how many people have Discord. And yeah, if you pair it with somebody like Loki and the Speed Res Discord, like I said earlier, it's going to be everybody. It's going to be like 14. And then whatever Daunt's Discord will also apply if they're clumped up. So yeah, this is really good. 20% res DR, unpierceable, and 20% true damage based on your res, and guaranteed follow-up, and full piercing. Definitely a pretty stacked but short B skill, much appreciated. But now we get to a brand new C skill, which I'm not even sure what this is. 'Cause if it's just one word, that means it's a, like, tier 5, essentially, from an existing skill. Oh, wait, the little bell? Is this tier 5, like, joint distant guard? Let's read it. That's what it looks like. Anyway, barricade. Foes with 1 range cannot warp into spaces within 3 spaces of a unit, and foes with 2 range cannot warp into spaces within 4 of unit. Does not affect foes with pass. Inheritable warp bubble. We're already off to a crazy start. Grants defense and res -4 to allies within 3 spaces of unit, and neutralizes their penalties to defense and res during their combat. Amazing. The stats are whatever. The 3 range is huge, and neutralizing penalties, I've said it time and time again, neutralizing penalties and neutralizing foe bonuses, 2 of the longest standing top tier effects in the entire game, and you're getting it within a 3 range. Crazy. And then if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, you get the same thing. This is inheritable. It looks to be from the joint distant guard. That's just my guess. And yeah, inheritable warp bubble. That's the takeaway. The other thing is just icing. It's really, really good icing. But the main thing you're here for is inheritable warp bubble with no condition, essentially. Yeah, so any unit you want can just turn into Gatekeeper, essentially. Kind of crazy, and a little depressing, because I quite literally, on the last banner I summoned for, I got Breath of Life fodder, and gave it to Micaiah, and then gave that to Gatekeeper, and now everybody can just be Gatekeeper. I mean, it's fine, but this is crazy. Let's keep going. It's gonna shake up the game incredibly, because now answers to Celica Ring, Felix, and Celica Ring, whatever nuke you want to put in there, you can just put on this skill, and it's all good. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get an emblem ring in the future that also negates Celica Ring. That would be kind of messed up, but yeah. These 2 units seem really, really strong. Like, strong in combat and incredibly strong support. Alright, I don't know why they're showing this. Like, I get that the Daunts are there, and the type matchup is there, but these are 2 old as shit units. So yeah, red and colorless, 1 on offense, 1 on defense, in opposing seasons. Let's see who's gonna appear. I'm absolutely pulling on this, there's no question, right? Defense mythic that is super interesting and absolutely super strong. Let me get in there. Do I need a copy of Níðhöggr? I don't think so, but it would be nice. If I get one, I'll absolutely spark the other, but let's see what's on it. We got Legendary Myr, Dog, Legendary Ninian, potentially having a Hall of Forms coming up, Legendary Female Shez. Oh man, this is pretty booty cheeks. Oh my god, this sucks. This kind of suck-a-cocky right now. Camilla is alright for the fodder, and she's a really good arena unit, obviously. If you want a one-off for arena bonus season, obviously pick her up. And then you have Loki, which I already have a +1 of, and the fodder isn't super desirable. That's a dud. Like, these are all duds for me. Soth, dog shit unit. Amelia is good, but like Fjorm exists. Legendary Male Shez, who I didn't pull for. Okay. Bro, this batch kinda suck-a-cocky hardcore. I can't even front. Like, let me just go through this real quick. You got Female Shez. Past her time, still has 1 specific use case, where if you have her, like, really invested with Miracle, and you can quad Fjorm and quad these shield fighter units and kill them, that's about it, right? That's literally all she can do. Outside of that, Dog. Legendary Myr, Dog. Soth, Dog. Amelia, good but outclassed, still like top 5, well, after this banner, probably not anymore, but like the higher echelon of armors, but still outclassed, so whatever. Kvasir, Dog, unfortunately. Legendary Ninian, if this is one of your highest merge legendaries, go for it, but otherwise, Dog. Legendary Female Lear, had her time in the sun, Dog. Legendary Male Shez, kind of dog shit on release, unfortunately, and Shield Fighter isn't helping. I know that he can actually quad, but there are a ton of other easily accessible units that can do that. Kind of dog. Legendary Camilla, good. Loki, good if you don't have her. But like, as somebody that has 1 copy of all of these units at least, this is just this kinda hurts. I wish there were legendaries that I didn't have, or like old mythic dancers, but like there's not even anything I can even merge up here for AR. And this is this is an AR banner. Oh well. The plan's gonna be pull colorless and red. hope for the best. But yeah, I apologize for this being long-winded, like almost half an hour for 2 units, but there's a lot to go over. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.